I love the idea behind light workings and starseeds. It's all about healing Mother Gaia, healing Mother Earth, healing the planet and each other. So I don't want to say like, oh, stop it. Don't be identifying with it being a healer. No, I think that's a beautiful thing. A great community, a great way to meet like-minded people, meet your soul family, your tribe. And so that part of it is very cool. And I would love to meet more like-minded people like myself. I don't feel like I have many in my life. I see that as a great benefit. So am I saying it's like a horrible thing? Is it bad? No, maybe just be like weary of these possible downfalls, pitfalls that come through the identification. Hi, thank you so much for joining. My name is Kat, and this is Aphrodite Set Free. I want to talk about the term light workers and how I think that in many ways it causes more harm than good for a lot of people who are on their spiritual path, development journey. I'm going to make another video talking about spiritual enlightenment, maybe. But the thing is, I almost don't want to because it's such a personal experience, and most of the time, I mean, it's really something you can't talk about with words. And so that's why if I were to make a video on spiritual enlightenment, it would be scratching the surface. It would be pointing in the direction of what it is, but it wouldn't be really. But I guess that's everything in life. That's talking. Words are always going to be second, third, fourth generation away from the truth, the true essence, the true energy of what is being said, what is being meant. Every person sees each word, interprets each word in a different way, and has a different perspective on each word in the human language. So in a way, talking is fruitless, but it can point. So going back to this particular video on spiritual paths and journeys, how they're so personal, and how a lot of people get bogged down in terminologies such as light workers, star seeds, things of this nature. Why these words are less helpful for those seeking enlightenment and could actually be an obstacle in their path. Well, the reason is because I think it's just another form of identification. It's another way for the ego to identify with something. And the whole point of spiritual awakenment is that you are letting go of the ego. You're letting go of your attachments to identities. But what arises oftentimes is something we call the spiritual ego. Now, the spiritual ego is an ego that is just the same as all other types of ego. It's the same as the ego that a movie star would have. And honestly, I feel like most movie stars and artists are probably, although they have a lot of fame, many of them are able to detach from their identities, and they might actually be more let go of their ego, many of them, because they're seen from so many different viewpoints, and they know none of them are true, and they're able to detach and put on this facade for others and take it off again, and they are able to detach in a way that some people who would be more attached to the ego that they have been programmed to become over the years would be having a harder time to put on a different mask and fully envelop into it and be that fake version and know that it's fake, like an actor or an actress, and then take it off, versus somebody who is really attached to who they are. Basically, the person who is very attached will have a harder time putting on a different mask. For example, if there's somebody who is a bookworm and they're an intellect and they are kind of shy and they see themselves as very intelligent, very humble, very meek, then if they were to play a confident character, they might have more difficulty completely doing a 180 if they're really attached to this bookworm identity. But if they see it's all fake, none of it is real, it's all an illusion and forever changing, it's more easy to let go and put on this other mask. And the most important thing is that your true essence, your true nature, is what you are connected with within. And the rest is, yes, a show that you can put on or take off for art purposes or whatever, but you know it's not real. Okay, I got a little lost there, a little sidetracked. Going back into why lightworkers and starseeds can be hindering, these words hindering your spiritual development. 1, the term lightworker, work implies work, right? That's taking you out of the energy of play, which is actually healing energy, loving energy, play, playfulness. And playfulness is also detachment, because you're not taking anything too seriously. You see that there's a bigger picture. So light workers, working implies that there's work to be done, and you are a worker. You are somebody who is pushing and forcing change. And instead of accepting things for as they are, there is a lack of acceptance that comes with this. So there's a lack of acceptance. There is not playful attitude. It's a work forcing, and it is a fixing energy. It is people trying to fix other people and things, the world. It's not okay as it is. Now, this is not to say that I think there isn't a big change to come on this earth that I personally would love to see. I would love to see healing, and there are major problems that exist. And I'm not saying that I accept everything in the way of I don't want it to change and I want it to stay where it is with all of the horrible stuff that happens. But what I'm saying is, when you identify with this term, I'm a light worker, then what's happening is you are going to see yourself as a little bit superior than those who are not light workers. And so then there comes that separation. It's all this game the ego is playing with you. Identification. I'm prideful. I'm a little bit superior because I'm the one helping you. You are not good enough as you are. I don't accept you the way you are. Obviously, light workers don't talk like this. People aren't going to be saying these things verbally or even consciously aware that this is what's happening, but on a sub level, this is the way that they are viewing themselves in contrast to the world. And with contrast, it also doesn't have respect for the contrast that exists. So going into, yes, horrible stuff exists. But everything is contrast. You can't have black without white, space and matter. All is one in the end. And so to have respect for what is and see the sacredness of that contrast and seeing the sacredness of the bad with the good, then you can see all is one. And instead of pushing like this isn't good as it is, we need the change now. We need it as fast as possible. It's a type of stress that is also put on these people. So the people that are light workers are carrying this burden of stress underlying that they need to be the ones to change what is. If you are seeing yourself as a Palladian, whatever, then you kind of are cooler than all these other humans around you that are not that. And they're just boring regular people, and you're an alien. And that's just so... Oh, my battery. It is a form of pride, of separation, because in the end, we are all one. And so whether or not light workers and starseeds are a real thing, that's not what I'm saying. And you might be one, okay, but don't identify with it and don't claim it as a part of you, because when you're claiming, then it belongs to you instead of you belonging to the greater picture, to source, which is what you are and what we all are. We all belong to this bigger picture. And so whether you're a human or Palladian, I don't know if I'm saying this right, you are all the part of the same thing, and one is not better than the other, one is not cooler than the other. You might get some comments of people that believe they are claiming, I don't think I'm cooler, I know I am one, but I don't think I'm cooler than anybody else. Okay, you can say that, but the fact that you're claiming this identity and separating yourself from others is saying something about your level of pride and disconnection from seeing all as one thing. I love, there's this little kid in our apartment that runs down the hallway. It's so cute. I love hearing their little pitter patter of their feet. What is the way to solve this dilemma, right? How do we come at it then? Because I love the idea behind light workings and starseeds. It's all about healing Mother Gaia, healing Mother Earth, healing the planet and each other. I love that. And so I don't want to say like, oh, stop it. Don't be identifying with it being a healer. No, I think that's a beautiful thing. But what I would say is, instead of identifying with it, just see this concept as something that might be and feel your true essence. Who are you? And what does it mean to even heal the planet? So what would be the healing energy would be for you to meditate at least once a day, so that you are able to learn who you are deep down to your soul. And instead of doing research and conceptualizing healing, ways of healing and different things, and it's all fun, it's awesome, it's very cool concepts, and I'm not saying like don't look into it. You should if you're interested, like, hey, that's awesome, but just don't get so bogged down in the identity of it, because this is going to put you in a healing concept of healing rather than truly helping to heal. So basically, it's just another way for the ego to attach. It's the same thing as as if you are saying, I am a beautiful woman and I put on my makeup and look, this is my identity. And then some think yes, some think no. But you're not attached to it. Like deep down, that's not you. You're your essence. Or I'm a rich man. I have a lot of money and I'm in my tuxedo. Like it's not that I'm saying the manifestations in our current reality of what things appear as is good or bad. I'm not saying one is right or wrong. All I'm saying is that your truest form is this inner self. That is your essence. And when you say, I'm a starseed, I'm a light worker, basically you're just putting on another mask. And it's the same thing as putting on a human mask. And this is who I am, this is my job, and this is how I react to certain things. I'm very against this. I'm very for this. I'm an advocate for this, and I hate this. This is the same thing as I am this. This is where I come from. This is what I look like. Maybe it's true. Maybe you have visions and you astral project and you get to visit your people, your alien people, and it's real, but just you being that would be the same thing as you being this human, Joe, that lives in Florida, as being Shakarapai, who lives from planet Karapa. It's the same thing. You kind of get what I'm trying to say. So the most important thing with this is that we're looking towards healing and helping. So how can we do that? How can we heal and help truly? Rather than conceptualizing yourself as an identity that is a helper, feeling love in your heart, meditating every day, connecting to your true essence. Meditation helps with this, and then you will naturally drop into this vibration of your truth, who you are authentically deep down, more and more throughout the day. And then as you come in contact with family members, with people, and you are in that vibe of love, healing energy, it's the state of being. It's being. It's not trying. It's not trying to change. It's not trying to help even. It's just looking at things with acceptance and love in your eyes, feeling love for it in the moment. And that is going to be what helps heal the world. And no matter who you are, where you come from, what you identify as, when we can let that all go and connect to the truth within ourselves, it will allow and affect those around us to vibrate in their truth, and it will bring them up to this state of presence by just you being present. In your present state, you don't need to say a certain thing or do a certain thing, which you could, and it could be very helpful, giving people clean food and water and stuff. But your state of presence while you do these things will affect those that you touch in a way that is more polarizing and altering, allowing them to tap into these parts of themselves that they have not yet realized. And that is actually going to make bigger, more substantial, foundational, rooted changes in their lives that are more influential than the things you do or the things you say to them. I'm not saying don't physically help. I'm just saying what is going to affect these people that you want to impact positively and change their lives in a way that will forever allow them to be in a higher state, because once you reach a higher state of vibe, you have unlocked it, and you don't go, it's unlocked. It's not like you might dip back down into these, but this is forever unlocked. And so helping others unlock it by unlocking it within yourself and just being in contact with them, even over screen, me with you doing this, being myself fully while I'm talking to you, being authentic, that will help more than if I was giving very useful tips. Just being in someone's purest energy is very impactful. I mean, if you think about it, Earth is a planet that would be really weird for that other planet. Like if everyone was from there, then you're like, oh, I'm from Earth. And it's just as alien-like, just as different. But it's just because it's the perspective you're at. That one seems more unique and special, but Earth is just as special an experience, and being a human is just as cool and special. So when you can look at it this way and recognize that every single person around you has this ability within themselves to also help heal. It's not like some of us have the ability to heal and some of us just don't have that. I guess what it would be is that some people are more tapped in and tuned in with their true essence and their true nature, and because of that they are more healing of a presence to be around. But every single person has the ability to tap into that part of themselves, so it's not like one is able to be superior than the other. We are all equal, we are all one. So yeah, that's basically all that I have to say about my thoughts on starseeds, lightworkers. I think it's really cool though, a great community, a great way to meet like-minded people, meet your soul family, your tribe. And so that part of it is very cool, and I would love to meet more like-minded people like myself. I don't feel like I have many in my life. I love community. I love building community, so I see that as a great benefit. So am I saying it's like a horrible thing? Is it bad? No. Maybe just be like weary of these possible downfalls, pitfalls that come through the identification, and maybe be a part of the community while simultaneously being detached from the outer appearance of this mask, because it is just another mask. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. I hope that this was helpful. May you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.